So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher. I should be able to get in through that.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish. Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum!
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin.
No admittance.
Very disturbing.
What are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, Isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed.
I have a boat ready to go whenever I want. These hunters won't catch me.
Rumors say 2 cases of infection have been reported in Buckingham Palace. Good thing the king is not there.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer.
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher would...
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well,
I did my...
the important thing is, we won a major battle.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club.
Recruit a new vampire.
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition.
How would you like me?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate.
Your word is my command.
Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I won't do it. The very thought of it makes me sick.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London.
Should I refuse? Perhaps polite...
Don't you dare, my dear.
Really?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser...
Please.
As long as you...
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear.
I can see a blood trail. Left by one of the antagonists, perhaps? What a mess. Something terrible happened here. But what? I cannot enter.
Your blood is now mine! You shall learn! Show me your pack! respect the... Foolish act. Traitor! Die, newborn! London vampires are so weak!
Are you all right, miss?
Who are you?
My name is Jonathan Reed. I'm a doctor. What happened to you? Why are you here?
I'm Louise Teasdale. I was kidnapped a few weeks ago by a vampire. Don't laugh, please, sir. It's no joke.
I believe you, Miss Teasdale.
That monster told me my father was dead. That no one was waiting for me outside.
You're safe now. You don't have to worry about...
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... your name sounds familiar.
I think I would remember.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name...
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I...
What can you tell?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time.
Do you need...
No.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough...
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as...
I suppose you're right.
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think...
Do you need...
I would appreciate some...
What can you...
You should ask that question.
Goodbye. What are you...
The problem is, it's precisely what I don't...
Dr. Reed, I didn't know...
Always glad to see a former patient.
Too long indeed. And as a
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been...
Did he buy something?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods.
But isn't a...
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price?
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young...
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change.
What?
She does not... Maybe you...
Do you need...
Oh no, I'm fine.
May I look...
It's always a pleasure to...
Evening, sir. May I...
I'm conducting an investigation about the...
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Detective Inspector Charles.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club. You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be...
Do you know anything in particular?
Who doesn't know the man?
What else can you tell me?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind.
What are you
I have a missing woman.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her
Do you have any idea where she could...
No. But I feel...
Do you need...
I'm fine, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go? Anywhere. Anywhere that isn't here. And what is that, by the way? A safer place? A less strange place? And where would that be? Life is strange. And we are alive. For now, yes. But for how long? If we decided to flee, we should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go?
Tell me more about...
I would be happy to describe them. But it...
Go on.
Where should I start? The world is chaos.
This is not the first time mankind has faced...
Men kill each other, while nature decides to kill them all.
Plagues and epidemics can be seen as an implacable force. A curse, even.
Yes. At least nature is not aware of all the suffering.
Goodbye, Mr. Beck.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Of course you do. Our mutual friend...
You are the leader of the
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me...
Is there anything you could tell me about
Aloysius Dawson.
He's not the only one.
True. Aloysius...
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate.
I would rather not know. May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we can...
I know there is no love.
It was 1801.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
Problem was that both...
Who found that?
That's precisely the kind of question...
So you're not just a club of...
Once upon a time...
Do you require medical...
I'm fine, thank you.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely walk. Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible
Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor.
Good to see you too, Carol.
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently.
Have you ever...
Yes.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books. And then...
Do you enjoy...
Oh, yes, Doctor.
Do you remember?
No, I was just a baby then.
Do you ever think about...
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. Mum...
Do you need my medical...
No, I'm all right, Mr. Reed.
Goodbye, Carol.
For you, Doctor.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanbrook?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
You seem...
Actually...
Yes.
Thank you,
Goodbye. Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies. This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word. Mr. Whitaker?
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So,
I have found Samuel, your disciple.
I already expected the worst.
Yes, he is now.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh.
You are just another heartless murderer.
No! No.
You're not the savior of London.
I take no pleasure in this all.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing...
A laughing queen dressed in blood.
This epidemic is her feast. The announcement of her return.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why did...
I sent...
You... Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and...
No! Samuel was the best of us.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's...
Think what you will.
You're... I have heard enough.
What news, Jonathan?
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher.
Really?
Doris was a heavily mutated skull. Almost a new...
As if the disease had taken...
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman.
Oh, she was a beauty.
Have you heard of similar cases?
No, I don't think so. Except...
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a scar...
Have you seen...
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friend.
Just a courtesy visit, then. How's the...
We're still holding it.
I'll come back.
Always a pleasure.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Your son...
Are you not aware suicide is a crime?
I understand you fear...
All my son needs is...
Goodbye, Mrs. In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust. It's locked. Good evening, Miss...
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick.
Thank you. This is for you.
I think you should talk to your mother.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about...
There's nothing more to say, really. It's her...
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long.
I have to...
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivation.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die.
Why did your son feel so
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life.
What do you think?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again?
I think about it every minute, but I won't stop.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike...
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have...
Goodbye, Mrs. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough. Are you all right, sir?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that stay...
Ah! I'm not afraid of these guards at Prewent.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these...
They took my boy! I've had...
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay...
Well, this part of town used to be... nicer.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack.
One life for another makes no difference.